Hey friends, welcome to Nerd Initiation. My name is Zannah.
And I'm Jason.
Hey Jason. And today on this channel, we're going to be talking about something near and dear to our hearts, obviously, because we've talked about it many times, the MCU. Love the MCU. And the reason we're talking about it today is because Jason and I finally sat down and watched all of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Finally. Or I guess, spoiler alerts, Captain America and Winter Soldier.
That's right.
Yeah,
Now, I have been watching it each week.
you have.
Zannah binged this thing last night.
I did. I was up until like 3. I was like, all right, well, I wanted to see it all. When is the last episode of it? Or was that the last episode of it?
The last episode would have dropped like Thursday night, like at midnight. So
No, I
you
meant the
probably
one
saw it.
that the episode 6 was the last episode.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what I
It's
thought.
only 6.
Yeah, well, it's so funny because like I don't know, it wasn't as big of a thing as WandaVision was.
Yeah, it does seem like there hasn't been the like on the web, there hasn't been the excitement about it like WandaVision had.
Yeah. I actually okay, so
The hoopla.
I was super nerdy and I sat down and I took notes. One of the
Yeah.
notes while I was watching it was compared to WandaVision, it wasn't as riveting. It wasn't as catching, and I don't know, it had a very slow pace to it, I felt.
Mhm.
Because I don't know, I just it there wasn't a mystery to solve to get you sucked into it, like they're telling you everything that's happening, and that's fine, but it's more of a, what did I write here? A mindless entertaining, or mindless entertainment is what I wrote. And I don't know, it was good. It was fine. It wasn't as
Mhm.
riveting as a regular Marvel movie. It wasn't as um, attention grabbing as WandaVision. It was
Yeah.
fine. It plugged a hole in the story, I think, basically.
Mhm.
What were your thoughts on it?
Well, I guess in response to your opinion, I do think that you're probably right. It's not as riveting. I think the biggest reason for me would be it doesn't have the emotional punch in the heart that WandaVision had. That's not to say that, at least for me, it wasn't entertaining or didn't have some moments that were kind of emotionally complex. It just wasn't, the whole series was like that, like WandaVision was.
Yeah,
I liked a lot of what it talked about, especially kind of looking at race and the history of race in the country. Um,
absolutely.
I thought some of that was really good. Um,
Oh, I agree. It had a lot of depth in it. It did. It had a lot of
mhm.
depth in it. It had a lot of cultural significance to even the
Yes.
times that we have right now. Absolutely, 100%. And I think that's kind of, why they put it out there. It's as a sign of where Marvel stands, maybe in our culture. They're doing it with their movies or something like that. But and I definitely understand it. It did have a lot of things to make you think. A lot of speeches that had important words in it. Um, and it did have a lot of cultural significance on what's going on in this day and age. 1,000%. And that's great. It's just, I don't know. It's just it like it didn't feel like Marvel or Disney or whatever put as much uh, consideration into this
Yeah.
story than the other stories. That makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get that. See, I think the biggest difference being is it was kind of focused more on action. A lot of people have likened it to like a throwback to like 80s buddy cop movies, like Lethal Weapon, which I enjoy, of course. Action, it's I've seen it compared to like the A Team as well.
Oh,
Just the whole kind of military like vibe going on.
maybe
So
that's
I
it.
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it for all those reasons, but it didn't have the twists and turns that WandaVision had. It didn't have you guessing about
Mhm.
stuff. I think some of that fan interaction was missing because yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of presented as more straightforward.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that made it bad or not
Oh
enjoyable,
no.
just different.
Oh no, I don't think it was bad at all. I enjoyed watching it. I did. I liked watching it. I thought it was good and it was entertaining. Like
Yep.
it didn't keep my attention like WandaVision did. I tried. And but there were a lot of parts that were very, in depth and very interesting. And when when the new Captain America, John, lost Lamar, that was very heart-wrenching. I mean, even though,
Mm-hmm.
he may not be a character that we necessarily like, but he's a flawed character, and that gives him more depth. He's not evil, he's flawed,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that is more interesting than anything else. Seeing
Yeah.
that, and that was very heart-wrenching when he lost his best friend, or when Bucky went to, had that relationship with the older man of this of the Hydra guy that he killed, the father. That was an in-depth thing that I thought was very interesting too.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh,
Um,
and then at the
yeah.
end, oh, when Sam brought Bradley, Isaiah Bradley,
Yeah.
yeah, when Sam brought Bradley to the memorial of him, like oh, that got me too. But
That was awesome.
that was awesome. That was very well done.
Well, one of the cool things for me, um, being more familiar with the comics is seeing a lot of these characters come to life. Because John Walker's been around since I think the late 80s, maybe.
Oh,
And he started out, there was a storyline where Steve Rogers stopped being Captain America. If I remember correctly, the reason was because he did something to upset the US government. So they stripped him of the title. And they're like, we're going to get a new captain. And they got John Walker. And he was a lot like this John Walker. He was kind of crazy. Um, but eventually, like in the show, he became US agent and
oh,
he's
really?
still around.
That's something straight from the comics then.
It is. Yep. In fact, when I started reading Marvel in the late 80s, early 90s, that was back in the days of like there was Avengers and there was West Coast Avengers. US Agent was on the West Coast Avengers and then
Oh,
Cap was on the regular Avengers. So you kind of had like a Captain America figure for each team, which I thought was pretty cool. And I always
I did.
liked US Agent's costume too. I thought that was really cool.
Is that the
And
black one?
yeah, because at the end of the sixth episode, they kind of show the final version. It looks straight out of the comics to me.
That's awesome. It was
Heck yeah,
like a nod to you, your
pretty
love
much.
of comics.
Well, the costume, its origin is funny in the comics because there was a period of time when, right after Steve Rogers stopped being Captain America, he created that costume for himself, and he just called himself the Captain.
That's
Um,
so
so
prestigious.
then, so then when John Walker became Captain America, he wore the traditional costume. But then after Steve Rogers became Captain America again, John Walker adopted the
So they
captain
just switched
costume.
back.
They
Do you want
switched.
mine? You want to
Yeah.
trade
And then
outfits
he
today?
and then he took the name US Agent, which I think that's a fun, cool name, punny and stuff.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like that they just like. So, you want to switch back now?
Yeah.
I'll borrow it if you want to borrow mine.
I think it's the cover of the 350th issue. It shows them battling each other. I should see if I can find that because it's a really cool image.
Oh, cool.
And Lamar's from the comics too, Battlestar. Trying to think of who else.
Now, I think
Isaiah
in the
Bradley.
show, did they say that his name was Battlestar, or that he was from like a like a troop of soldiers called Battlestar? Is what I
I
understood. Maybe I was wrong.
I thought they said his name was. It could have been inspired by something like that.
Oh yeah, because I thought when Sam asked him, when he's like, the guy just full of tactical gear falls down from a helicopter, I need more than just your name. And then the guy's like, well, I'm from the Battlestar battalion or whatever, or he said, and I thought that's what he meant, but was he saying like that was his superhero name? Was that his superhero name in the comics, was Battlestar?
It was actually originally it was Bucky. He was going to be the new Bucky in the comics, but then they changed it to Battlestar.
Hmm, that makes sense.
Um, well, because I guess in the South, the term buck was a derogatory term towards African Americans back in the day.
Oh,
So they're like, we can't call him Bucky. Let's give him another name.
yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm not very much up on my racist lingo. So
That's good. That's a good thing.
oops.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah. One of the African American writers at Marvel pointed that out to the writer of Captain America, and he's like, "Oh God, I didn't even think about that." Yeah, thanks for
Thanks
letting
for
me
letting me
know.
know. Yeah, that's good that he, took that criticism like that. So that's really good. And
Yeah,
made that change.
he was receptive. Yep.
Yes, exactly. Wonderful. It's a good thing. But it's going back to I made notes. Like okay, so it was like at like 11 I started and I finished at like 3, and I didn't want to like
Yeah.
text you because I didn't know if you were sleeping or not. So
Oh, I was asleep.
I wrote down all of my witty quips.
That's
Like
good.
like the first episode. So the plane goes into autopilot when they accidentally kill the pilot, right? But who's going to land the plane? Like, what if it just crashes into a village or something? They never say. It just, you show it going to autopilot. Okay, it can't fly around forever. It can't. I mean, I don't think I know of a plane that can land itself. At least that one was not a plane that can land itself, right?
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that, but now that you pointed out, yeah,
I told you, when I sit and watch these shows, this is what I think about. I think about the little
all of the
nuances.
plot holes.
I
Yeah.
know. I love the plot holes, man. Oh, and I also
Oh God.
okay, so when Sam was putting the was giving the shield uh to the museum, and they did a close up on Steve Rogers' face, all I wrote was duck lips, lol.
Why? Because he was making the pucker face, like
And he's all serious, and when he's serious, he does the duck lips.
that
I
was
thought
for his MySpace profile picture.
his Tinder.
Yeah. No, I like tender better. That'd be like the Marvel version of Tinder. Like for legal
The
reasons,
Tinder.
they call it tender.
You can tell I'm just gonna be forever alone. I don't even know what those things are called.
That's awesome. That's not a bad thing.
Oh my gosh. Was there anything that you noticed that was like off or funny or that you really enjoyed about it?
Mm, no, I never really noticed the plot holes as much. I liked Sam's sister and the nephews. Like I
Oh
liked
yeah.
that family relationship.
I like her too.
That was a
She's
cool
real cool.
backstory, you
Yeah.
know, and how they were saving the boat and everything. And I thought that was awesome.
I do too. I loved her personality a lot. I thought she was really strong.
I like that her and Bucky were kind of vibing together, and Sam was all pissed.
He's like, don't flirt with my sister.
Yep.
Oh, I like when the Wakanda women I don't remember what their term was, but the Wakanda warriors, when they came in, and
Yeah.
they're just so badass, just period. They're badass. They always have been, always will be. Wakanda forever. They're
Hmm.
amazing. They're just stunning. Everything they do is amazing. And then like in like 2 beats, she just took off his fucking arm. What? did, did you know that can happen? No, as he's trying to put his arm back on.
It was pretty cool that they were part of the show, and I liked seeing them a lot.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, they're great.
they're really cool.
And
I
it's
well,
cool that they kind of called back to Bucky's relationship with them because he was
mhm,
over there for a little while in the movies.
yeah, I remember that, and I like that they showed a little bit more of his time there.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. Well, you know me, I really, really vibe with those like strong warrior woman type characters. I'm like, yes, they're amazing. I love them so much.
Like Wonder Woman.
Like Wonder Woman, God, and the Amazons, they're so cool.
You're a Wonder Woman.
I know. I'm a wonder why everybody wonders why I'm here. Just
They
kidding.
wonder why.
Why? Zannah, why? Uh, hilarious.
That's great.
But no, they were really, really neat, and I love that so much. I love that she just took his arm off.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Oh, I hear something that I've in episode 2. You know
Yeah.
when they're not really bad guys, but the other super soldier people,
Yep.
um, when they had the 2 trucks, Bucky ran up and he ran past the first truck and into the further truck, right? And he jumped on there, opened it. He ran up, jumped on it, opened it, and all I can think about is why didn't the driver of the truck behind him that he just passed say anything? You can see the other truck. They can see that some lunatic is, running up and opening the truck
Yeah.
as it's driving. Why didn't they say anything or stop or radio to the other one so like the truck that he's in stops or something? They just didn't say anything. They didn't care. They're obviously
I,
looking at right at him.
I did not notice that, but
Oh my
that's a good
god!
point.
Just this is, I'm like, why?
We need to just watch stuff together from now on because you catch all these things.
That's what I'm saying. Usually I text you, but it was late and I didn't want to. I didn't want to wake you up. But oh my goodness, yeah, I. That's what I'm saying. Like my little quips. I do that all the time when we watch things together. We should. I have my second vaccine, so we're only waiting on yours, and then we can watch movies and TV shows and do our podcast together again. I'm so well, not again. We haven't done one together yet, but I'm so excited.
And maybe some special guests, maybe Jaden will stop by, or maybe my girlfriend Katie will pop in, or whoever.
She can tell us all the inner workings of all of the characters.
Yes. Yep. We'll ask Katie's, we'll ask for her
Professional
thoughts,
opinion.
psychological, ramifications of certain events for
Yeah, I
characters.
want to ask Katie what she thought of the therapist that was working with Bucky.
Oh, that would be a good question. Yeah,
See, I have those. Write that down.
I
Ask
will. Well,
Katie.
I was thinking about that recently. I was watching a TV show that had a therapist, and I thought, I wonder if Katie would have an opinion about their technique. So
Speaking of
anytime I
which,
see stuff like that, yeah.
right. Speaking of which, the session between Sam and Bucky, well, like they had to do the soul gazing, and they're just doing the
Oh
staring
yeah,
contest. That made me laugh so hard.
that was good.
It was good. It was funny. I liked that one. You could see Sam like so good. I love that.
Katie and I did that once, and she beat me like hands down.
I think I can beat her. I want to do a staring
You should
contest with
try it.
Katie. Because I
Yeah.
do a staring contest with my cats all the time. Do you know how hard that is? Cats don't blink.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's who I practice with is my cats to do staring contests. That's not weird.
Well, she loves cats too, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's done the same thing over the years.
Ooh, all right. A challenge. Katie, I
It's like
challenge you to a staring contest.
cat lady versus cat lady.
Yes! Let's do it. Oh my God, that can be one of our episodes. That's not weird at all.
Yes. No,
Oh,
no way.
oh my gosh, how funny would that be?
And that could be the graphic, like you two face to face,
Yes, just staring at
like
each
your
other.
profiles. Yeah.
I love this idea. Yes, we need to do this. One of these days, Katie, staring contest, me and you. That's right. I love this idea so much.
I'm gonna pass this along to her. We'll see what she says.
Oh my God, I
She's
love
fierce.
it.
She beat me
I
in
know
arm
she
wrestling
is.
too. She
She's a
just
beast.
dominates me in every way. Yeah, she is. Well, not like that. No.
Hmm.
What?
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Well, anywho.
Anywho, yeah, no, I love this idea. Katie, you and I, it'll be so much fun. All right, I love it. Back to my notes. It's funny, there was one plot hole? Yeah, there was one plot hole that I found that they did give me an answer to. So I'm very excited about that. So in the beginning,
Oh, which one? Yeah.
they were saying the super soldiers, that they all had super soldier serum. Well, I was like, well, are they super soldiers? Because they didn't like bulk up and become actual giant people like Captain America did, right?
Right. Because
Hmm.
he went from like a 90-pound weakling to huge buff dude.
Yeah, exactly. And then when they found the scientist in the shipping crates, the scientist said that he made it more subtle, that nothing big and bulky or things like that. He made it more subtle, a perfect serum to where they just look like normal people. I was like, ooh, he heard my thoughts way before I thought them.
Yeah. No, that's cool that they did that. Because you
Hmm.
probably weren't the only one thinking that.
Yeah. Well, I can't be the only one thinking about all of the different plot holes that annoy me.
Yeah, I'm sure if you just went online, it wouldn't take you long to find people noticing them too.
Hmm. And there's a lot of other people that notice a lot more plot holes than I do. I'm just, just things I think about. I have a note here that says Falcon drinking. Falcon drinking. Oh, the snake juice at the bar
Oh, when he was undercover?
when he was undercover. Like that made me laugh too. The guy like killed the snake and like took the snake heart or something and put it in his shot. And Falcon's like,
But he didn't break. I mean, he was close, but he's like, "Ugh."
but he did it. But you can tell he was cringing on the inside, and I thought that was
That was, and
that whole
pretty
scene.
badass too.
I was impressed because if somebody gave that to me, I'd be like, nope, hard pass. I'll just kill you now. It's fine. Hard
So
pass.
what did you think of Baron Zemo and his role?
Yeah, I remember what a jackass he was in the other movies.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I liked him. I liked his character. He's a bad man. He's a jackass, and I never forgot it. But I don't know how they presented his characters interesting. And I like interesting characters, whether they're bad or not.
Well, yeah, he had a lot of layers to him. You couldn't say he was
Like an ogre.
100% right. You couldn't say he was 100% bad in this. It was a really
Mhm.
nuanced performance, which I really liked. And
Mhm.
of course, I love this, and so did everyone online when they're at the dance club and he's dancing like
It was
so
so
smooth.
cute. It was so smooth, right? I
That was
liked that a
great.
lot. What did you think of Sharon Carter being a bad guy?
Oh, I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah.
Um, this is funny. I heard this on another podcast, and I think other people were talking about it online. It's almost like Marvel or maybe Disney Plus in general. When they film something, they have a way of giving away who a bad guy is. you will never see a bad guy use an Apple phone because of the promotional consideration done for those companies. The companies might say, we don't want villains to use our phones, only good guys. Sharon Carter did not use an iPhone,
Really?
right? Yeah,
I
that's a whole thing.
what?
I know.
I'm
Now there's something to look for next time.
oh my god. My mind is blown. Is that a real thing?
I think so. Yeah.
What? So bad guys don't get like promotional deals? Interesting. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the companies don't want to be seen as being used by evil people.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
a
know.
lot of people predicted she was going to be bad just based on that. But I just was getting that vibe anyway because she was acting kind of off.
He was kind of sketchy. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like how did she know that they were there meeting with those people, you know? When
Yeah.
yeah, when an ally comes out of nowhere, like it's spying on you, but that I don't know, it's sketchy.
And that's just kind of that world, that espionage world. People can get kind of lost in that
Hmm.
and, become double agents, sometimes triple agents, and you never know like which way they're going.
Yeah, that's so weird. I that Apple phone thing just blows my mind. What? Now, yeah, now
Yeah.
I'm really gonna be like looking for that. Like I'm gonna be like,
Look
I'm
look at their
looking for it.
phones.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, now I have to know because if I find one evidence of that not being true, I will share it with everybody. I don't know.
So I guess bad guys use Android products.
Bad guys use track phones, as my dad
Well,
likes to call his burner phones.
your dad, does he have like a flip phone?
He has an old flip phone, but his favorite show is Burn Notice, so he thinks it's hilarious that he has burner phones or a burner phone. He says,
I forgot the show Burn Notice even existed.
"Yeah, I only know it because Bruce Campbell is in it, and I love myself some Bruce Campbell."
I never watched it. I mean, I heard a lot about it, but never saw it.
I've never seen like I've never sat down and like invested my time in it. I've seen some of it because my dad watches it, but or used to watch it. I just like Bruce Campbell. So anytime he's on, I'd be like, all right, it's Bruce Campbell. I have loved him since the 90s when he was the king of the thieves in Xena and Hercules. Fucking great. I love him so much. Him
Yeah.
and Carrie Elwes are like just everything to me.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell's great.
Oh yeah, Ash versus the Evil Dead. Great. Great movies.
Yes.
Well, as they
Oh,
go, they're
definitely.
fantastic.
And he also had a cameo in each of the old Spider-Man movies, 1, 2, and 3.
He did?
Yeah, because they were directed by Sam Raimi, who did the Evil Dead movies. So they're like friends or whatever.
Oh, so he like put
Um,
them in. That's cute.
yeah, I'm trying to remember who he was in the first one. Maybe the announcer at the wrestling match, and then the second one he played an usher at the play that Mary Jane was in, and
Mm.
then the third one he played a French waiter at a restaurant.
See, Bruce
But
Campbell, he's got range.
yeah, he does. But then I
Absolutely.
heard if they had done a Spider-Man 4, like if they had continued with Tobey Maguire, they were going to have Bruce Campbell in 4 as the character Mysterio, who was like a special effects guy who could like do different aliases, and they would have said that each one of those guys was Mysterio doing a different persona in each movie. But then we
Mm.
got to eventually see Mysterio in that
Far from
more
home.
recent, yeah, Spider-Man movie. This time played by Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. I would have loved to see though. Uh, Bruce Campbell, Mysterio. That would have been
I think he
hilarious.
would have been good.
That would be
Yeah.
hilarious. Like that'd be great. What a good idea.
What might have been.
We'll never know.
All we can do is imagine.
That's right. and hope, as Princess Leia taught me. Oh,
So you got some other good notes there?
I do. So, what's funny is that what I was thinking earlier on when we first see Agent Carter and everything like that, one of the notes that I wrote down was interesting how Sharon Carter kills so easily. It's my note right here. So I was like, interesting. I noticed that
Yeah.
as I was watching. I'm like, wow, she kills so easily. Like, I get that she's an agent, a special agent or whatever, or she was, but like, it's interesting. And like, that brings me to another. I know when we watched the Rob Schneider Justice League, that
Yeah.
Shane was talking about how in his world the DC people, or at least Batman and things like that, don't kill. Well, obviously they do in the new Justice League movies. They kill all the time. Um,
Right.
but it's has Marvel has never pretended that their heroes didn't kill, right? Because I don't think so. Because I've always
Yeah.
remembered, Iron Man and everybody just like, huh, you're a villain. Now you're dead. I
I
mean,
think it happened more in Marvel, but it was still infrequent.
mm. I mean, one of the
Um,
Avengers is an assassin. That's what the Black Widow is. That's what she's made her life out of, killing. That's what an
right.
assassin is. She's so bad. Anyway, but
Well, Captain America, for years, they never portrayed him as a killer up until maybe 15 years ago
mhm,
when they would do flashbacks to World War II and it would show him killing. And they're like, yeah, he killed back then. He was in a war.
yeah, he killed Nazis.
Exactly. Spider-Man, I know I can think of him killing at least one character in the 80s. He did it accidentally, but he still did it.
Yeah,
Um,
I
so it
can
happens.
see Spider-Man. Well, Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I can see him having trouble killing because he's just so cute. Just so little. You put him in your pocket. It's cute. But that's about it.
He'd be all like, I can't believe I did that. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh no. Like, but I he would be like the only one. So it's interesting how much in the Marvel universe they often kill all of these characters. They killed everyone they're up against in these shows. Every single person almost like killed them dead. All right.
Hmm.
Like whereas DC at least they try not to, but they're like, meh, no. I mean, the DC now they all just kill people, so whatever.
Yeah, in the comics, you don't really see Batman kill. I've seen Wonder Woman kill at least one time I can think of.
In the comics.
Um, and then in the comics, and then in the 80s, Superman killed General Zod and two other Kryptonian villains. But these are just really infrequent
Hmm.
incidents. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas in the movies now, I think we live in such a bloodthirsty society. That's what keeps people's attention.
Yes. I think your California accent was coming on too strong. You were trying to fight it.
I mean, people are so bloodthirsty. They just, like that's what they do. They're just gonna kill everybody anyway. But that's an interesting thing that I was thinking about too, is how, excuse me, how many people die or get killed in the MCU versus the DC. It's interesting.
Hmm. Because there's always got to be something to differentiate them. Different details.
Hmm. I agree. Oh, this big giant note at the top. All it says is, excuse me, Elaine? Because Elaine walks
Oh,
in from fucking Seinfeld. I don't remember her real name, but
actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
yes, that's her name. And she walked up, I'm like, Elaine?
Yeah, she was playing like another secret agent character, I
Hmm.
guess.
Yeah. I like Val though. Don't call me that. But I like Val.
Yeah, I liked her too.
I thought her character was hilarious. So
And
I was
she's
like,
the one
oh.
who gave John Walker the name U.S. Agent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering when we'll see more of him. You know, if they do another season of the show or if he'll appear somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll just turn up somewhere.
And you know who else to watch for is Isaiah Bradley's grandson.
Oh, does he do something in the comics?
In the comics, he becomes a character named Patriot and a member of the team Young Avengers.
Oh, with Wanda's kids.
With Wanda's kids. And if you've seen anything about the Hawkeye movie or the Hawkeye TV show coming out,
His
there's a
daughter.
young female Hawkeye. Yep.
I see.
He'll be on the team too.
See, in Endgame, they kind of were alluding to that because he was giving her lessons in archery.
Yes. Another character to remember, Endgame, she's 5 years older, Scott Lang's daughter, Ant-Man.
Oh, what is
Was
she in
in
the
the Young
comics?
Avengers too. Her name was Stature, and she could grow really tall.
That's cool. What
Yep.
does Tony Stark's kid ever do anything in the comics, or does Tony Stark have a kid in the comics?
He doesn't have a kid in the comics, but there is an Iron Man character in Young Avengers. His name is Iron Lad. And his origins are kind of, I know, funny name, right? His origins are kind of mysterious, but then it turns out that he's a younger version of the villain Kang the Conqueror, who's posing as like a Tony Stark type of character. So we haven't really seen that introduced yet in anything, but that's something to watch for.
Oh, see, I would have assumed if it was gonna be like Iron Lad, that it was gonna be that one kid that Tony
From
Stark.
Iron Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be a good choice. Maybe they'll do that.
Maybe. Only time will tell.
But yes, Young Avengers I've heard will definitely be a thing at some point.
That's awesome.
And they're already seeding it.
See, they've alluded to this many times before, and I think we just gloss over it. And then now, since we're getting, all of these characters, and we're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see now. I see what you did there.
And I do like it when there's a super team and then there's like a younger kid version of it, like Avengers, Young Avengers. Justice League had the Teen Titans, and then another offshoot was Young Justice. So it's always cool to see the kids trying it themselves.
Yeah, I like it too. I like Teen Titans actually, with Robin and Starfire. I like
Starfire.
Cyborg, Starfire.
Cyborg started out as a Titan. Yep.
Beast Boy, and then Raven.
I
liked Raven and Starfire. Obviously, I have a thing. I like female super characters. I think they're cool.
Yeah.
Like, men can do what they want, but they usually have more interesting powers than the male counterparts. No offense.
Well, you're kind of a super character yourself.
Oh yeah. With my ability to never shrink my clothes in the dryer. My clothes always fit me perfectly.
Or your ability to stare people down or whatever. Wow, you are good.
Stop blinking.
I can't.
But I used to do that. I also used to have staring contests with my friend Nadia. But I don't know. I couldn't help but laugh when Nadia and I would do it. I don't know why. Nadia she never made funny faces. She wasn't like a, funny I mean, she's funny, but you know what I mean? She's not like, I don't know. I would just, whenever she and I would do staring contests, I would laugh and then blink, and then I couldn't help it. I don't know why I lost every time, but I did. But me and Katie, I'm not gonna laugh. You just watch.
This is going to be a battle.
Battle Royale. Ah, hilarious. But back to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Speaking of laughing, I love that they had a whole training montage, like a whole episode with him training, with a training montage. Okay, Rocky.
Oh, you mean when he was like running and he'd do those random flips in the air?
Yeah, like he's practicing with the shield and everything. And I'm like, really? You're doing a training montage. This is where we're at right now. We have 6 episodes, and you think you can dedicate a whole episode to a training montage. Okay.
Training montages are important.
I guess so. Yeah, because then you can see, it shows you how much work they're putting into it, how much they care about it, all that they're not a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
I
And
always
it's
want
all
to say
part of
Mary
their
Jane,
progression, their evolution, the character arc,
the
all that
character
kind
arc.
of
Yeah,
thing.
I just think it was funny that they had a training montage in it.
That was, yeah. See, and that's another throwback to like 80s movies because you mentioned Rocky. That was the era of the montage back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What movie was I just watching that had like a killer, like growing up montage? Oh, King Arthur. Anyway, and that was really good too. But I don't know, just montages in general are entertaining to me. I think they're funny.
Hold on a quick sec.
For those of you not watching and just listening, Jason just pulled up the Rocky 3. Is that VHS? Yes, it is. Look at that. Ah, that's funny.
And the montage in this one's pretty famous, and I know they've parodied it on different things, maybe Family Guy, where it shows him and Apollo like running down the beach, and then they run into the surf in like slow motion to hug each other. I
Slow
love it.
motion montages are absolutely cream of the crop.
And they're wearing like those long 80s athletic socks with the stripes.
Ah, that's great. I love
Oh,
that.
so good.
So good. Whole thing. They're just great. Just montages in general. Just give me all the montages and I'm completely happy.
With your editing capabilities, you could make a montage of us.
We could. I could definitely
And,
montage us. I
and
don't
you
know
could
what would
play
fit.
like Eye of the Tiger or some other 80s like hard rock song.
Oh my god, we're dorks. I love us.
Because it's fun to be an idiot.
Oh yeah. I mean, life is too short to take yourself seriously, so make stupid montages. Watch your shows, be a nerd, love yourself. That's life's just too short not to do those things.
Yeah, just
That's
have
right.
fun.
Have fun and fuck it. That's my motto. You're welcome, world. I have found the
See,
secret to life.
you are like a superhero. You inspire people like Jaden.
I do. I know. You're welcome, world.
Yeah, I am a gift to you, people.
A gift to the world. Here I am. Take my knowledge, take my wisdom. Live.
The way you had your left hand, from my vantage point, it was like you were holding up the screen. Yeah, right there, where like my face is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like it. You're
funny.
like a giant.
We're actually very little people, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's true.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I think, let's see, my very, very last note. It's just a question. Is the shield magnetized? My very last question is asking if the shield is magnetized, because I was watching them carry it around, and the last episode with Falcon, he has his metal wings on there, and he just goes cloop, and then it's on, and then it stays there. I'm like, does he have a giant magnet? Is whatever material that's made out of? I was like, is vibranium like can it be magnetized? Like, can it?
I'm not
Huh.
certain of that. Yeah, that's a good question.
See?
But if the plot wants it to be, I guess it is, right?
I guess it is. Yeah, how do they just like coop put this shield on their poop back? They don't even like hitch it onto something. He just goes poop and it's there. Like what
Yeah, that's
what do
weird.
you have? What's grabbing onto it? It's gotta be magnetized.
Or some kind of low key energy field that would keep it in
Something.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you know, I don't really notice it with Captain when he does it, because Captain he puts it in and then like kind of locks it into place, He does like a
Yep.
locking motion. Whereas, Falcon just went whoop, done. And I'm just like, that seems odd to me. Hmm.
I, of course, did not notice.
I
I
know.
questioned nothing.
You were just there. You have faith. You have faith in your MCU gods.
Yeah, I just trust them to do whatever.
Well, me, I trust no one. So I question everything.
Speaking of MCU gods, that brings us to the next show in Disney Plus's schedule. Coming out in June, Loki.
Okay, so I'm so excited, but that one I just know is going to be purposely full of plot holes that may or may not ever going to be um, explained ever. I just have
Yeah.
a feeling that that's what it's going to be mostly made up of. And there's gonna be things that I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, that's how Loki works.
I know I like Loki a lot. So I think I feel like Loki is gonna be like a lot of things are gonna be more like magic.
Yes. Explained away with magic.
Yep. How do you feel about Loki? Are you excited as I am?
Oh, I am, especially um now that they're kind of pushing this idea, ever since Avengers Endgame, where he's like a time traveler. Like if they do more of that, I'm really going to be excited to see what they do
Definitely.
because I love time travel stories. But we always see those kind of from a sci-fi perspective, so it's cool to see that there's a magical aspect as well.
That's really cool. So I'm very excited. I want to see what they do, what kind of plot holes there are, what kind of magic things that there are, how they handle Loki, because Loki has died so many times, and then after he's died, stolen the Tesseract, and then now he's not dead.
Yep, exactly. And he's just a tricky guy. He's a trickster. He's devious, lovable,
Yes, he is. Very much
a
so.
charming rogue.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
I
be
heard
good.
a rumor that he's going to be that one. Oh, what's that guy's name? He's a actual person in history where he was like he hijacked a plane, jumped out of it, and they never caught him again.
Oh, yeah, DB Cooper.
DB Cooper. I heard that he is DB Cooper. Like that's how
I
the
saw something
MCU.
about that too.
I thought
Yeah.
that was so cool. I'm like, that makes sense. All
And
right,
that's why they could never find that guy because he was really Loki.
because he was really Loki.
I like it.
I do too. I think that's genius. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be a long month.
I know, but we can do it, and we can watch it together because we'll both have our vaccine.
We will be able to watch it together.
I'm
Yes.
so excited. Let's
And you'll
talk
be
about the.
like plot hole, plot hole, plot hole.
Be like Jason, Jason. Throw popcorn at you. Plot hole.
And then
Jason.
watch me just explain it away like, oh, that's because of such and such.
It's like, no, it's magic. I was gonna be so excited. And I'm so excited that we both got our vaccines so that we can start watching shows together and do reviews together and then do our podcast together in the same room. We're going to finally, that's what we've always had a goal to do when we started the podcast, is to
Yeah.
have it in the same room so that we can actually work off of each other's energy, and it'd be so cool, and we can do it in your nirvana, and oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, it's going to be great. And also, we're going to be able to have, different people on to join us as well. And, we'll always have something cool going on, us hanging out in the same room.
Yes, most definitely. So that's going to be one of the big things that I'm very excited about. When is it? When are we doing that again? When does that start?
2 weeks from today's episode. So that'll be May 5th.
All right, so like the second
The
weekend in
week of
May.
May 5th. Yeah. Yep.
So the second weekend in May, we will be able to have our podcast together finally. So everybody, if you like this podcast, just wait it out a little bit longer because it's going to be good, and I'm very excited about it. So that's a fun little surprise that we have in store for you. That I just ruined the surprise.
Saturday. Just look, Saturday, May 8th. That's going to be the day.
That'll be the date. I'm so excited. Well, we post on Sundays, so May 9th.
May 9th, everybody look for that.
Yes.
You'll hear us in the same room together. We'll be on the same screen together.
It'd be so much fun. So if you enjoy our podcast now, visit us then, and then we'll have a whole new kind of setup and a whole new dynamic even, because then we'll be able to work off each other's energies and our friendship and everything like that. So I'm very excited, and so please like and subscribe if you like what we do now, and then if you're excited for the future.
Yes, and always, of course, feel free to leave comments below on YouTube. If you have any questions, drop them our way. We would love to get those and answer them. Because that is a segment we do sometimes called Knowledge is Power, where we answer viewer and listener questions. I don't think we have any this week, do we?
I don't think we have any this week. But yeah, you can you can comment down below on YouTube. You can find us Nerd Initiation on Instagram. You can comment there or DM us there, and we would love to hear from you.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Because we love our fans.
Our fans. We love our friends. That's who you are. That's who's listening to us.
You're not just fans, you're friends.
You're not fans, you're friends. You're our friends. And we love you, and we want to hear from you, and we want to interact with you. So yeah, please comment, DM us, and that'd be great. So Jason, I have one final question for you today.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Yes. Am I a nerd now?
Well, young SHIELD agent, not quite, but soon. I think you'll be a nerd.
Oh, good.
All right. Well, we will see you next week, everybody. And remember to
nerd your heart out.